Hello guys, and welcome back to another video welcome back to another video. So, and yesterday was 25th March, which is Greek Independence Day. And this might be like episode 13 of the Agios Athanatos podcast, Orthodox podcast, and yeah. And as you know, yes, it's Orthodox related because the Orthodox Church, without God, without the Church, the Orthodox Church that helped them, the freedom fighters, to get their independence from the Muslim tyrants, they wouldn't have been independent. So what we say to that is ΖΣΙΤΩ ΕΘΝΟΣ. ΖΣΙΤΩ ΕΘΝΟΣ, which means glory to the people, I think, to the ethnicity. Ethnicity is a Greek word, obviously. Most things are Greek. Basically everything is Greek at this point, but yes. ΖΣΙΤΩ ΕΘΝΟΣ. Yeah. Which means glory, long live the people. ΖΣΙΤΩ ΕΛΛΑΔΑ. Glory. Long live Greece. ΖΣΙΤΩ Orthodoxia. Long live Orthodoxy. Because without Orthodoxy, we wouldn't have become independent. You can say all the other revolutions, the French one, the American one, they were all about maybe. Most of the other ones, I think, they were about liberty, and I don't feel good. I feel like I'm a slave. I want to become free. That's how liberty. Well, this one was literally, it was inspired by God. Maybe some Freemasons got in there because they're everywhere in there, but most 90% was Orthodox inspired. For the common church, for the common Orthodox belief, it was Orthodox. The French one was liberty, equality. That's why France is in ruins now, because it was founded on liberty and equality. The Greek one was founded on orthodoxy. The Orthodox Church is the only one. That's why we celebrate that we are Orthodox. We celebrate that we are Orthodox on the day yesterday. We said it's our national Greek day. There's other Orthodox countries, but Greece was the country that kind of was the main country around the Byzantine Empire. All the other ones, Serbia, Bulgaria, attacking it. It was the one that held this Orthodox faith strong. It was the one that made the Orthodox faith strong. The Orthodox religion strong. And without it, we would be weak. I don't want to say like the Catholic Church because they believe in God as well, but they're heterodox. We would be weak like all the other people, divided. The Catholics and the Protestants are all fighting like Greece. But the Orthodox Church, the true church in Greece, was basically the founder, unofficial founder of the church, because there were other countries, but basically the founder, you can say. And that's why Greece is so important to Orthodoxy. Now that Russia is kind of like the co-founder, because they then spread to Russia, now they're keeping it alive even though it's alive in Greece, it's very corrupt in Greece, allowing same-sex marriage and whatever. But that's the government, not the church. And it's not that bad, it can be turned around, but it's not good. We have to make it stronger in Greece though, and good thing that Russia is keeping the true Orthodoxy alive. Anyways, yes. And the other revolutions, maybe the American one. Well, the American one was like Freemasons. In American Independence Day, the Freemasons made America. That's why it says separation of church and state. You can Google it. They did make it. Freemasons. George Washington, he had slaves' teeth. That's why he was so, his mouth looked plump. It was swollen because of the slave implants. Here, the American ones, Freemasons, that's why it's collapsing now. The Catholic Church isn't the true church, the Catholic one. That's why it's not doing well now. The Protestant Church is the same. But what the French, everyone knows liberty, equality, fraternity or whatever. The French one was founded on self-freedom, not freedom with God and the country. And it was like God wasn't like the monarchies represented God. After that they cut people's heads off, took out God from the constitution, the French one. And it was, I think that's how it is, correct me, I don't want to spread fake information, but I think that's how it is. Now it's kind of separated. Before the revolution it was more church and state, but then they did a revolution and they wanted more freedom, and there's a famous painting with a woman and her thing out, her breast, yes, she's naked. A French Revolution painting. That one painting shows how the French Revolution was, how they wanted freedom for themselves, and it was basically like the American one, Freemasons, and revolting against the monarchy, against God. And we all know what happened to Satan that did that. Now, but Greece was, on the other hand, unlike most countries, a lot of them, they didn't revolt against God for themselves and saying, freedom, we want self-freedom, we don't want to be slaves, separation of church and state, we want all freedom for ourselves, no more of this bullshit. They weren't like that. They were like, we want freedom, but church and state should stay together. No, it should be a very important part of us. Unfortunately, some people later got removed. The idea was Kolokotronis and other people were also fasting. Yesterday was Independence Day and also the Theotokos, a special day for our Lady Theotokos, the Mother of God. It's her day as well. She has a couple days like August 15 and other days. Today is an important day as well, like it's maybe you can eat anything on yesterday and today, so yes, on my calendar that's what it said. You can break your fast today because the name day, like a day for the Theotokos yesterday and today, so yes. Also, yes, it's aligned with Easter, and they had closely church related. Freemasons were in the Greek Revolution too, don't get me wrong, but a lot less, more church related, a lot more Greek and Byzantine history, ancient Greek history, and yes, and self-freedom, but with the church and all of that, because God was very important to them. To have self-freedom, but to have freedom in an Orthodox country, it was very important to them. And it wasn't only for self-freedom like the French Revolution or all Masons, like a lot of Masons like the American Revolution. It was a little bit of Masons, but not a lot. It was a lot of Orthodox influence, because the Ottomans took that away from them. The Turkish people took that away from them. That's why we celebrate it. Because in the church's power, it went from a controlled church after the collapse of Constantinople. The Sultan controlled the church, to a more free church again, like the Soviet Union. Stalin controlled the church. Yeah. Now the Russian church is free. The Greek church was free 204 years ago. We celebrate that, the freedom of the church, the freedom of the people. It's not unlike the West that's collapsing because it was built on this self-freedom. Greece is built on the Orthodox freedom. And all of this, that's what it's built for. Yeah, and I can smell a suvla I have back there. The suvla back there. I spit. Someone fried lamb, or they did lamb on the spit. Maybe because, or they might be preparing it and you can eat meat. Maybe they tested that out today because you can eat meat today. So maybe they tested it out and I can smell it, the result from back there. But yeah. And yeah, that's why Greece isn't collapsing like the West, because it was built, unlike the West, it was built on Orthodox values, and it wasn't only for self-freedom, it was because of, it was self and religious, the church freedom and everything freedom. Freedom for us to have an free Orthodox country without Turkish slavery. 400 years of Turkish slavery controlled the church and everyone killed Orthodox Christians and didn't allow tall churches. And yeah, yes, they didn't allow churches to be more than a certain height. They didn't allow churches to be more than a certain height. They didn't allow church to have extra powers. It was controlled. Persecution. And yes, but then it all changed. When after 400 years of slavery, church had more powers, people had more powers, and unfortunately, maybe the idea was to make an Orthodox country, but then it got corrupted in the constitution, and then it became a secular country, separation of church and state. But even though it's a majority Orthodox country, it's a officially secular country. But yes, it's an officially secular country. I think we should change the Greek constitution, because we should be an Orthodox country like Russia. Russia, I don't know if it's official or not. It's not official, I don't think so, but it's the unofficial main religion. It's the unofficial main religion of this thing. So yeah, it's the unofficial main religion of the thing, of the Orthodox Church of Russia. The Orthodox Church is the unofficial main religion. It's the unofficial main religion of Russia, and it's good. And it's good because everyone respects it, even though it's not official, and it's not the official religion of Russia. It's the unofficial one, because there's other ones that can't make it only that, officially say it's only that, even though it would be nice, but it gets respected like it's the official one, and then by all the other religions. And we should do that in Greece too, because even though we have little minorities, in Russia they have a lot of more religions. They have a historic Muslim and Jewish communities, even Buddhist. They are home to Europe's only Buddhist community, I city, an area of Russia in Europe, Far East Europe, Western Asia, where Europe meets Asia. The Ural Mountains. The Ural Mountains, yes. But yes, it's unofficially, it's more officially Orthodox, but unofficially Orthodox because there's other religions. They're a bit more they're more there than in Greece, but there's like less of them less percent in Greece. It's like 20% Muslim in Russia and like 10% Jewish. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is. In Greece, it's more like 79% or Russian Orthodox, and it's unofficially Russian Orthodox because they respect the main religion, but then they also respect the other ones. The other ones respect the main one, and the main one respects the other one, but there's an unofficial head religion. In Greece, it's secular, but there's more percentages, like 98% Greek Orthodox and 1% Muslim and 0.5% Jewish, I think. And it's still up in Thrace. There's some Muslims and some near the Turkish border and some Jewish people in northern Greece, and I think still, but yes, in Athens, but yes, it was still officially, it could be like Russia. It has more Orthodox, less minorities, but it's still secular for some reason. So they could change it to official, instead of secular, they could make it officially secular. It could be like, they could change it to be more like unofficial Greek Orthodox. The Greek Orthodox the main one, but not really on the main one. There's other ones that are important, but they have to, the main religion for cultural identity and everything is Greek Orthodox. And then the other ones are respected, and they respect the other one. And everything, and that's how it should be, because it's not like that. You see how it happened now? Russia is very rich, has good history, good culture now, because it has a main religion. It's not atheist like Greece or the EU. They say they respect all the other religions, meanwhile having atheism and saying we respect all the other religions, which makes their Christian culture identity weak, because it's just an excuse for let's beat up the Christian people. And that's why Muslim is getting names, Europe is getting names like Islamistan and Londonistan, Berlinistan, Paris is like a little Algeria at this point. While Russia had controlled a lot of Muslim countries, the Russian Empire, Central Asia, Caucasus, but they respect them, while the Muslim countries respect the government of Russia, and the main religion, keeping the main identity strong, but while also respecting the other ones, and the other ones respect that one. It's like the main identity. They respect the main one. That's how it should be. But anyways, yes. My main point, I got distracted a bit, making future plans for Greece. But yes, anyways, we celebrate 204 years of the Orthodox Church in Greece. 204 years of free Greece and a free Greek Orthodox Church, and the Orthodox Church in European countries in particular, like Serbia, that helped Serbia, Russia helped, and other people helped. The Orthodox Church, 204 years. That's what we celebrate today. 204 years of a free Greece and a free Balkans, Orthodox Church in Orthodox countries, free Orthodox countries. 204 years. Russia helped and other countries helped. England helped a bit. They helped a bit. France maybe helped a bit. Everyone helped a bit, especially the Orthodox countries that struggled a lot. Like this, what's happening in Palestine now, in Syria. Israel is killing people, and it have to be stopped. They're like Turkey. They were doing bad things. Eventually, Turkey got too strong, and they collapsed. And then Turkey got independent. Serbia, Bulgaria, Russia helped their Orthodox neighbors get independence. That's good. That's what we celebrate today, the bravery of our ancestors. I hope you had a good, I don't know what else to say. This video is a bit long, but anyways, I hope you had a good day yesterday at the Suvla. You went to the church. If you live in Melbourne or Sydney or Australia, I hope you went to on the march in the city, the Greek march in the city. Yeah. And if you live in Melbourne or Australia, I hope you went to the Greek march in the city, if you could, because it was interesting. I went to the city, and I just went to the celebrations there. Interesting. And until next time, ΖΙΤΩ το ΕΘΝΟΣ. ΖΙΤΩ η Ελλάδα, ΖΙΤΩ η Ορθοδοξία. Ορθοδοξία η θάνατος, ελευθερία η θάνατος, νίκη η θάνατος. Until next time, I hope you, if you can, please, I hope you enjoy your day, and please, if you can, I don't want to sound annoying, but if you can, please please subscribe, follow me, please subscribe and follow me if you can on here in the Rumble. And I'll have descriptions down. I'll have descriptions down in the thing, in the description. The things like I might put the Agios, the new Agios Paisios series I found. I might put the new Agios Paisios series I found on a website. But yes, on a monastery website, that's good. I don't know if it's the full episodes, but yes, that's a good series to watch. Yes, but anyways, and until next time, yes, and if you can subscribe, follow me, share, comment. Until next time, goodbye. ΖΙΤΟ η Ελλάδα, ΖΙΤΟ το έθνος, ΖΙΤΟ η Ορθοδοξία.